Ep2 episode of Rips and Sips. I thought I would show you, I'm going outdoors here in a little while, and it's kind of raining, snowing, and slash just shitty out in general. And I was going to show you how to maintain your boots. In particular, if you have leather and canvas boots or packs, anything leather and canvas, I'll show you how I take care of my shit so you can hopefully maintain your stuff and make it last longer, because shit's expensive these days. And before we get real started here, I'm going to move the camera down once I get started down to here so we can see the boots a little bit better. And I have different products here that I use. It's very simple. I use Neat's foot oil. This is the particular brand I'm using today is Ariat brand, A-R-I-A-T. I'll put a picture in there if I can of it, because the label came off the bottle because it's oil and it gets everywhere. So I got the oil, the Neat's foot oil, which is made from the rendering of like bones from cows and stuff at the rendering plant. I guess they mash them into a fucking oil or something, and that's what that is. And then I have a old chunk of beeswax that if you don't have access to beeswax, I got this in an antique sale repair kit. I got the old beeswax, which is probably what I'll be using. And I got this stuff. This is paraffin wax, I believe. The old timers used it in canning stuff. And it's just a bar of wax. And this is an old ass box of it. Golf wax. That's the kind I'm using here. And I've got a little stiff bristled brush to brush stuff off first. And I got like a junk foam paintbrush that's like beveled to a point across the top there, and that's what I'll apply the oil to the leather with. But before we do any of that, I'm gonna hit up the bong like I always do, and I'll consult Admiral Cock and Pants, Rear Admiral Cock and Pants. I know, I try to get it fucking right, man. And do you have anything to tell the audience? Take care of your feet, maggots! Excellent, excellent. Your gentle tones and your contribution to your country is appreciated, sir. Onward. Alright, let's get started. We'll make a edit here. Right back into it. That's so I can speed this shit up if I need to. So, what we're going to do first, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now, is get our hard bristled brush. Going to take our hard bristled brush, and we're just going to brush off any loose little dust, dirt, debris. And I like to get in good in these seams right around there, so that shit don't collect a bunch of dirt. Go around it, and they're relatively clean today. A little bit of dog hair, a little bit of food debris, maybe little crumbs, maybe something from the restaurant. I don't know. I use them as work boots and hiking boots and everything. These are Not that it really matters, because everybody has their own preferences. I'm going to take the camera down and move it down here a little closer to the boots so we can see what I'm doing. So like I said, what I'm doing is taking this brush and just getting in all the seams, like where your these particular boots have these brass little pulley deals for the laces. I don't know. I like the boots. I like the sole. These are Doc Martin. What are they called? A Doc Martin Beam, I believe. And they are canvas on the sides and leather uppers, like a jungle boot style. So this one's pretty good. Get this one here, and I don't know if you can see, there's just little shit on there. Get into those seams, you can see the old yellow Doc Martin stitching around the toes there. That's a classic Doc Martin design. I don't know, these ones aren't a bad set. I've had them that like hurt my feet before. I like these. I wear these everywhere. Pretty much every day I wear these. So now what we're doing here is just knocking off debris, anything that's going to get in the way and impede the leather or the canvas from taking in either the wax or the oil. And dirt in your canvas or leather goods or in the stitching will cause it to deteriorate and break down faster. So you don't want that. And what I'm going to do here, I guess I'll apply the wax first. Try to give you an idea of how I do that. I just take the bar. Like I said, this is beeswax. Nice chunk of it. Take your boot. You got your canvas side here. And you just take it like a big old crayon. Get it down in all the, where it meets to your sole, to the lug or whatever you call that. And you can see it. I'll bring the camera down maybe or something here in a second to show you how we do, or how I do when getting the canvas to take in the wax. Because we're just going to use a lighter and we'll melt it into the canvas. And what this is doing is waterproofing your canvas. And the canvas is rough, so it goes on there pretty easily. And being that it's like a relatively organic material, or it is an organic material, beeswax, it kind of doesn't go on even sometimes or whatever. So you just got to keep working with it, compensate. So I don't know if you can see how it's kind of shining there on the canvas. So I'll flip it over. Do the same on this side. And probably for time's sake, I'm probably only going to do one boot for you. And then obviously you just repeat the process on your other boot. So there we've got our wax on there. I'm going to take a lighter. If I can get behind you here. And what I'm going to do is just run the lighter over it real quick. And I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up on camera, but you'll be able to see possibly the wax melting. The wax will melt. There we go. And I'm not really I'm just kind of running it over there. I'm not trying to catch nothing on fire. I'm not trying to burn the thread or anything. I'm just melting the wax, and you'll see it get shiny, and that's enough. There we have that side. Flip it around. See, you can see this here is the wax, those little chunks, and it just melts. And as you melt it, it's getting into your canvas. Now that's gonna, it's water repellent. So since the hydrophobic qualities of your wax is now soaking into your canvas, that will keep water from permeating your canvas. And I've done this once already, and it's worked very good so far. So that's the basis. That's how you do it. You get your wax on it, you melt it with a lighter. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So and then when you're done with that, you get your brush and your neat's foot oil. And I'm just going to apply it across the top of this. Try not to get it everywhere. And then I'm going to hit every bit of leather on this boot all around. Especially, like I said, pay attention to where your leather meets your sole. You go around on the top, obviously, get it back under where the lace portion comes down, and the lace portion of leather. Get up on that. Because you got to figure leather is a skin. You're wearing a skin. So our skin has natural oils in it. Since this thing ain't alive anymore, you got to put natural oils back in it. And that's why I choose the neat's foot oil, because it comes from the oils from the animal bones that they use at the rendering plants. So I just think that in my mind, that logic works. You turn the animal oils back to the animal skins for use. So I'm getting all the leather here, hitting it all good with the oil. And yeah, that's about it. I got, like I said, you want to hit every portion of your boot that's leather with your oil. Not so much the canvas, but you ain't gonna hurt nothing if you get a little bit of oil on your canvas there. So there I've got, you can see it's kind of shiny in comparison to that one. You can see how it's oiled up, and I'm just gonna let that soak in. Same with the wax that I put on it, and that's how I do it. So this is gonna be a pretty quick one. I'm gonna my mount's down here. Flip this up. We'll get a rip and a sip, and we'll call it quits for the boot maintaining portion. And like I said, that works on your canvas and leather bags, because I'm a big fan of canvas and leather as far as what I carry out around in the field. For various reasons, I like the tactical bags and stuff like that are all cool and everything, with all the molly pouches and shit, but it kind of draws attention to you in some cases. So I like to stick to traditional looking gear with leather and canvas. And I like Loyal Strickland. It's very expensive, and Filson is very expensive, but it's really good American made canvas and leather materials. Filson's made in Seattle, Washington, and Loyal Strickland's made in Nashville, Tennessee. And I would recommend those bags as far as your canvas and leather. These Doc Martens were made, I believe they're made overseas. I got the tags are worn down pretty bad. So I think they were made in Thailand or Vietnam. So they're not British Docs. But I like the design, and they've held up really well. And I wear them in a kitchen sometimes, and the non-slip soles on these Docs are quality, man. That's the main reason I got them, because I knew I'd be wearing them in the kitchen sometimes. So yeah, you don't slip at all in them. I love it. So here we go.